Afrikaners trump all other refugees in the United States. The president favors them above the rest. KwaMashu horror. Cops find a woman's head in a bucket. A massive win for rhinos. A court clears the way for legal horn exports from South Africa. And Prince Andrew stripped of titles and kicked out of royal home. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN. In touch, in tune, and independent.
Police have arrested a 36-year-old man for the murder of a woman in KwaMashu, Durban. The victim was beheaded and her body set alight in K section. Police believe the suspect is her relative.
Investigation led the police into interviewing the deceased cousin who was last seen leaving the burning house. A search at the outside building led to the discovery of a woman's head inside a bucket. The motive of the killing is unknown at this stage.
National Coloured Congress MP Fadil Adams has opened a criminal case against National Police Commissioner Fani Masimola. He's accusing him of filling SAP's posts with relatives and friends. Adams claims at least 6 family members and a suspected girlfriend were hired, some with no experience.
It cannot be an HR matter if it keeps on happening. That tells me that HR is compromised, that HR is captured and controlled. How do you get 6 of your family members and an alleged girlfriend into high positions?
He's also laid a perjury complaint against KZN Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, saying he's protecting close allies like crime intelligence boss General Dumisani Khumalo. Donald Trump has slashed America's refugee intake and is prioritizing white Afrikaner South Africans. The new policy cuts refugee admissions to just 7,500 a year. That's down from more than 100,000. A White House memo says most of the refugees the US will now accept will be white South Africans and others claiming discrimination in their home countries. Donald Trump halted refugee arrivals after taking office, but made an exception for Afrikaners. He's repeatedly pushed claims of a so-called white genocide.
The problem is, of course, that the country has historically and traditionally welcomed refugees, political refugees from all over the world, and the country itself was built on immigrants. And this represents a sharp turn away from that idea.
A major win for South Africa's rhinos. The High Court in Kimberley has ruled that registered breeders can now legally sell rhino horn overseas. The case, brought by Derek Leviton and Hendrik Diedrichs against the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, could change the future of conservation and help in the fight against poaching. Leviton spent 3 weeks in jail in 2023 in what many believe was an attempt to block his court challenge. Rhino horn grows back like hair or nails, and backers say legal sales could undercut poachers and save the species.
Yeah, it's not over yet. There's still, this fight now turns into a war for the hearts and minds of the public. And we need to fight hard. We can't give that up like we always have in the past. We need people like your uncle and other luminaries in the conservation space to raise their voices and raise them loud now.
Online gambling, South Africa's new pandemic. Now Rise Mzansi is calling for stricter regulations to limit the impact it's having on vulnerable groups. These include raising gambling taxes, a crackdown on illegal operators, and increasing contributions to responsible gambling initiatives as part of much-needed reform. Introducing a parliamentary debate today, MP Makashule Ghana produced new research which shows that grant recipients and students are increasingly gambling away their stipends online as they struggle to counter the high cost of living.
The MK Party's Visvin Reddy says money from online gambling is largely flowing offshore and that foreign companies are getting rich at the expense of desperate South Africans. He's taken a dim view of the extent of gambling advertising at the King Shaka International Airport in Durban, saying casino workers are being exploited and earning a pittance.
They are the backbone of the industry, but they remain at the bottom while foreign owners live in luxury abroad. That is modern slavery wearing a suit and a tie.
Meanwhile, the EFF Sanao Tambo has called out political parties such as the DA, Action SA and BOSSA, which have been funded by online gambling entrepreneur Martin Moshal, as being complicit in the problem. He says ties between gambling and sport should be severed.
The fact that our football is sponsored by a gambling company is a national shame. They do not sponsor cricket, rugby or swimming, only the sport of the poor.
Parties have called on Parliament to speedily tighten the loopholes after a 2018 gambling amendment bill failed to receive the necessary support. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
The war in Sudan has reached a horrifying new level. The Rapid Support Forces have seized control of El Fasher after months of fighting. Satellite images and survivor accounts show mass killings and bodies in the streets, all signs of a possible genocide. The UN has condemned the violence as, quote, horrifying and is demanding urgent access for aid workers. Analysts warn Darfur may now be fully under RSF control, pushing Sudan closer to a permanent split. King Charles has stripped his brother, Prince Andrew, of his royal titles and evicted him from his Windsor estate home. It's the latest fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Buckingham Palace says he'll now go by Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and move into private accommodation. The move follows renewed sexual assault allegations against the 65-year-old, which he denies. The Two Oceans Aquarium is celebrating the return of an elephant seal to Cape Town's shores. It's molting season, when the giant mammals shed their skin and fur. Last December, the aquarium tagged a seal named Bucky's, and he's back again.
Bucky's was originally first tagged at Buckoven in December 2024. The last time we heard of them as well was in Moody Point earlier in April. So it was quite fascinating when they did pop up at Orners Beach. It was very useful for us to confirm with his tag number 17612, the blue tag on his back flipper, that we could see it was the same individual.
Welcome back home, Buckies, and I wish you all watching a very good weekend. See you on Monday.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.